This video provides instruction for optioning a TwinStar cabinet for our central determination historical horse racing setup. As shown in the chart, this reflects the required software and listed are the part numbers. X equals the jurisdiction approved for each version. The following sequence is the process to follow when performing software settings. General setup, pay table setup, progressive setup, protocol setup, and establishing our server connection. Note, if the BIOS needs updating, you will need to move the jumper to pins 2 and 3 to write enable and to update to newer version. To start, with power off, insert your installed thumb drive into an available 3.0 USB port. Power on EGM and allow EGM to boot up. Insert an additional 3.0 USB port, the thumb drive with Windows on it. Allow Windows to install. Remove Windows thumb drive. Insert drive with OS, jurisdiction, and game if bundled. Note, if all other software is on separate thumb drives, insert all remaining software. Once complete, you will see in the Installed Modules window your BIOS, the OS, the game, jurisdiction, and lastly, your Windows. Power EGM off once all software has been loaded successfully. Remove all thumb drives from the CPU. Power on EGM. Allow to boot up. When prompted, tap Yes to perform a RAM clear. Tap Confirm to acknowledge the RAM clear process. Allow EGM to go through the RAM clear process. Once the EGM has completed this process, you will be taken to the Easy Config screen. Tap Skip. EGM will give an audible. Once this is heard, push the self-test button located inside the EGM. Observe. Local Setup menu appears. Tap Save and Continue. No changes need to be made here. Clock Setup menu appears next. Adjust time to match the time zone you are currently in. Next to appear will be the machine setup. Enter the serial number of the EGM and input the asset as required per the customer. Tap Save and Continue. After this comes the device setup page. Here, just justify there is a validator and printer. Tap Continue.
For VAHHR limit values, the values are picked up based in the jurisdiction ID. Some of the values can be manually overridden based on the customer's need. It is recommended to keep it as it is.
Next is our ION network setup. Make no changes here. Tap Save and Continue. Once the setup is complete, select Yes to complete pay table setup. Tap the game icon. Pay table setup screen appears. Tap the desired denomination. Select desired pay table for each denomination found from choices provided. Once completed, select Next. Custom Options Setup menu appears. Verify settings and then tap Next. Select Save. Now your pay table shows games saved successfully. Next, we need to set our progressive options. Select the Progressive tab from your choices on the left. Progressive Configuration menu appears. Tap Configure Progressive Combos. Verify under Level ID Controller. Each level is assigned to CD _other. Tap Save. You will be prompted, would you like to save changes for all themes? Tap Yes. Next option to set will be the protocol setup. Based on protocol setup, this is dependent on the approved version for the jurisdiction. We will cover both here. Tap Protocol Setup from choices on left. From choices provided, tap HHR Kentucky button. For the settings on this page, we need to contact the IT manager for the property. The following is what information is needed. Server IP. For server port number and broadcast port number, these numbers will be assigned automatically upon entering the IP address provided. Once all fields have been completed, tap Save and Continue.
After game setup and progressive setup is completed, we need to close the main door and wait till the game loads or wait for a few minutes. Then again, open the main door and configure the HHR or ECS protocol set and proceed with the rest of the setup.
Should you have the ECS or Exactus setup, we will follow this process to perform their setup. Select Protocol Setup from the menu to configure the protocol. Select ECS icon to initiate the protocol setup for HHR Virginia. Check with the site manager or network administrator for the Exactus server URL. Touch the next field to discover URL and enter Exactus server URL using the keypad. Select Save. This displays device ownership screen. Next page to appear will be device ownership. No changes need to be made here. Tap Save and Continue. Tap Save. This concludes the optioning of the cabinet. To verify server connection, once protocol setup is complete, EGM will start establishing the connection to the configured server URL. Protocol COM error tilt message will be displayed while the connection is in progress. This concludes this video for optioning a TwinStar cabinet for our central determination HHR setup.